This is Trend Following Radio, where great thinking comes alive. Nobel Prize winners, legendary traders, best-selling authors, and the pros that know what drive us irrational human beings. I am your host, Michael Covel. Not filtered, raw, honest. That's my passion. People are petrified about what I'm going to talk about today. In the investing world, there can be nothing more frightening, more scary, more shake your boots, make you wet your pants than the idea of a black box. The idea that smart men and women could take technology and use it to effectively trade the markets, to write out rules that they follow to a T religiously, to write out rules that dictate you will buy at this price level, you will sell at this price level in this particular market. You will bet this percentage of your capital at any given point in time on this particular trade. The idea that you can take that philosophical construct and reduce it to code, reduce it to rules. I don't care whether this is C++, Excel, TradeStation. All of that's a distraction. That's immaterial. But the idea that you think that it's frightening, that it's scary, just like that opening Black Sabbath passage. Come on, you're just full of shit. It's not scary at all. You know it's not scary. There's only two choices here. You either don't know what the fuck you're talking about, or you're selling your book, selling your investment methodology. And most likely, since I've seen this over the last 20 years, the methodology, the book you're selling, is the secret sauce. So while you turn around and criticize those men and women that are smart enough to use technology to rigidly follow their trading rules, you turn around and say it's all bullshit. Look at me. I've got the secret sauce in the form of intuition, gut, business acumen, whatever non-definable, and it is non-definable, whatever non-definable skill set that you have that is not reduced to a system that somebody else can read and understand. That black box stuff is really frightening, huh? So here's a little heuristic for you. The person that comes into your life, whether that's through an article, whether that's your RIA, some mutual fund, some fund manager, whoever, the person that comes into your life that says black box trading is bad or some other pejorative, that person is just full of shit. 100% full of shit. That doesn't mean they're a bad person. That doesn't mean that I'm even criticizing that particular person. I'm criticizing what they're doing. And what they're doing is they're just giving you bullshit. 100% bullshit. You as an investor every day should wake up and say to yourself, what are my rules? What are my process? What is my system that allows me to get through this day to the next day and be solvent? What allows me to stay solvent? How the hell do you think you can manage anything when it comes to money and markets without codified rules? And if you can write those rules down on a piece of paper, grab a piece of paper and a pencil and say, I will buy at this moving average crossover. I will sell here. My stop loss will be here. If you could write that down with pen and paper, why the hell do you think it's nefarious to reduce the philosophy, the rules, the system, the process? Why do you think that's nefarious to reduce it to freaking code? It's not nefarious. It's smart. It is progress. Almost every aspect of modern life has been codified. Plenty of you listening right now have not yet woken up to the fact that you're doing a job that will be codified. You're doing a job that will go away. No one is going to pay attention to you if you're doing a job that a robot can do. And a robot could be something very simple. Plenty of you listening right now will be sent to the retirement farm by Excel spreadsheets or glorified Excel spreadsheets. So maybe that's the real issue with Black Box. It's kind of like that nostalgia from the 1950s. Let me go back in time where I really didn't have to work so damn hard. Let me pretend that all of Asia is still in the rice paddy business alone. Let me pretend that no one else is doing anything around the world. And we're just going to go back for a little bit of nostalgia. Don't work that way. Across Asia, as but one example, you keep moving forward, you keep progressing, you codify your rules, whatever your business might be, you get more efficient and you get better. Less mistakes. I mean, if your system is told to buy at this point and it's codified, you will buy at that point. Now, the system could be wrong, but that's not the point. The point is that this idea of where people have this anti-black box silliness that they throw around. Again, it's a heuristic. When you see it, reach for your wallet. Because either your wallet is being lifted, swiped, stolen, or someone else wants you to open your wallet and give you their money for whatever version of their black box they're selling you. Let me give a really great concrete example. Jaffrey Woodruff. He's the CEO of Quantitative Investment Management, QIM, a $3 billion hedge fund, about less than 2 hours away from where I grew up. I grew up in Northern Virginia, right outside Washington, D.C. Jaffrey's fund is located in Charlottesville, home of UVA. I've not had a chance to speak with him yet, but I caught a tweet the other day, which inspired this monologue, frankly. Jaffrey has been running a quantitative fund for 25 plus years and has some insights, has some freaking success, has a view about code, has a view about performance, and the data to back it up. So this tweet I caught referred to a Quora Q&A answer that he gave. And quoting Jaffrey, Warren Buffett, in his 1987 Berkshire Hathaway letter to shareholders, predicted that quantitative trading would not be successful. It would be interesting to hear his take on the enormous success of firms such as Renaissance Technologies, D.E. Shaw, and Two Sigma. Now, those are not trend-following firms. They might have some trend-following component in their world, but they are quantitative. They believe in code. They believe in black box. Now, again, I'm not saying black box is a pejorative. Black box is fine. Black box simply means that you know how to turn on a fucking computer. There you go. Hey, look at all those scary guys on Wall Street with black boxes. Oh, those scary guys on Wall Street with computers, you mean? Oh, those scary fucking computers. Oh, it's so frightening. Fucking ridiculous, right? Anyways, I hope Jaffrey doesn't get mad at me for putting some color into this, because I have not talked to him about this monologue, but I saw his comment here and I thought it really was inspirational. His comment that I just read, though, was referring to a passage, as he just said, from Buffett's 1987 Berkshire Hathaway letter. Let me read that passage. This is great. From 1987, Warren Buffett Charlie Munger. The value of market esoterica to the consumer of investment advice is a different story. In my opinion, investment success will not be produced by arcane formula, computer programs, or signals flashed by the price behavior of stocks and markets. Rather, an investor will succeed by coupling good business judgment with an ability to insulate his thoughts and behavior from the super contagious emotions that swirl around the marketplace. In my own efforts to stay insulated, I have found it highly useful to keep Ben's Mr. Market concept firmly in mind. There are several ways to skin a cat. And the point of my conversation today, the point of my monologue today, is not to tell you that Warren Buffett is evil incarnate or just the lucky survivor. But you could make a very good argument for the lucky survivor part. It's not to criticize his value investing. The success, the performance is there. But when I see a passage like that, he's just selling his book. He's clearly threatened by the idea of technology because he sure as hell, at that time, and I don't know that his perspective has changed a lot, at that time, he was clearly threatened. I mean, if you are the saint of investing and you have all of this goodwill, all of this skill that can't be reduced to paper, you alone, your physical body, your mind is so valued by investors, you're now a fucking god. Well, if that's the case, you don't want to know about guys and gals who can take buy and sell rules, reduce it to computer programs. Oh, those scary computer programs. And look, even in 1987, to Warren Buffett, an Excel spreadsheet was not scary. You can damn well be sure that in 1987, significant parts of Buffett's empire were absolutely reduced to Excel spreadsheets. Or perhaps it was Lotus 123 at the time. Immaterial. The point being, the very man at the time, 1987, who's criticizing Black Box, was surely significantly codifying huge parts of his business. The insurance business, no technology, give me a break. Bring it forward to 2017. Let me ask you, how will Buffett transfer his world? He's the guy. Him and Charlie are the guys. They've had enormous success, but they've been paid enormously, not only for their performance, but for them. Their gray matter, their blood, so to speak. But when they're gone, they're gone. We've not yet figured out a way to scan their mind and put it onto a hard drive so they can live forever. The singularity is not there. So how will they pass it along? How can you out there, if you believe in the Berkshire mindset of black boxes don't work, and you've got these two great leaders, how does that pass on? I'll tell you how it passes on. Because they have a fucking system. They have rules. And those rules probably today are codified. I mean, do you really think at the size of Berkshire Hathaway that Buffett wakes up at his age, that Munger wakes up at his age, sits down in the cockpit, the discretionary cockpit, each day of their life, and simply opens their eyes and just gives some energy out, and there's this special something brewing inside them? Hell no. They've got their entire business, rightfully so, reduced to massive tech, reduced to black boxes. But again, I don't think black box is a bad word. Black box just means I figured something out. You don't know what it is, and I don't want to tell you. You know why I don't want to tell you? Because I've made a lot of fucking money with this black box, so why should I tell you how to do it too? Isn't that the real rub with the black box? Just jealousy. But let me take apart Buffett's comment for a second, because it's nice. It's nice. In my opinion, investment success will not be produced by arcane formula, computer programs, or signals flashed by the price behavior of stocks and markets. Well, clearly, computer programs have worked. Arcane formula, arguably, I don't know what he means exactly, but he's right in the sense of arcane formula like long-term capital management. Yeah, you can make some arguments that if things get way too complicated, it might just fall apart. Fair enough point. But computer programs as a negative? Come on. Buffett was wrong about that. He knows he was wrong about that. Whether he ever updated his comment or not, I have no earthly idea. But to say that I have no earthly idea is not to pass the buck. Buffett usually sticks to his guns. But there's a second part of that passage that's really key. Or signals flashed by the price behavior of stocks and markets. Price behavior. Well, right there, he's telling you, I don't like this trend following stuff. I don't want to believe in this trend following stuff. Price behavior of stocks and markets. He's just saying right there, this momentum thing, I want nothing to do with it. I'm laying down the law. We don't believe in momentum. Well, clearly, momentum works. Trend following works. As but one example, go look at Dunn's track record. It goes back as long as Buffett's. Hell, it's 40 plus years. I mean, give me a break. Momentum works. Trend following works. That argument is over. Done. Now, I grant you, plenty of people don't know that. Very few people that know about trend following necessarily. But the idea that momentum, contrary to Eugene Fama, the idea that momentum is not useful, it doesn't exist in the markets, crazy. Absolute fortunes to be made by following the trend. Now, Buffett goes on in that comment to say, rather an investor will succeed by coupling good business judgment, undefined. How does he pass along when he dies good business judgment? Is that how Berkshire Hathaway is run? Good business judgment? No, they've got rules for that. Good business judgment means something very specific, written down in formula that people after Buffett and Munger will follow. Guaranteed that's how it works. So as he says, rather an investor will succeed by coupling good business judgment with an ability to insulate his thoughts and behavior from super contagious emotions that swirl around the marketplace. Of course, Buffett is prescient there. He is super wise there. He should have been given the Nobel Prize for behavioral finance right there. He's saying it. Boom. And by the way, if you've not heard the audio, this scratchy audio of Charlie Munger talking about human psychology, I think it's on YouTube. It's fantastic. As a quick side note, go find that. But yeah, who the hell's going to debate when Buffett says that? You have to have the ability to insulate your thoughts and behavior from the super contagious emotions that swirl around the marketplace. Well, guess what the black box approaches do? They do that very thing. That's what trend following does. That's what the type of trading style that Jaffrey Woodruff employs does. Jim Simons at Renaissance Technologies, that's what they do. They want a way to keep the emotions at bay. And they've been super successful with that. The evidence is there, and having a debate about the evidence, that starts to feel like we're just crazy people. Clearly, quant, black box, whatever you want to call it, 100% the way to go, the way to think. And even the critics, if you really dig in deep, what are they doing? Well, they're a black box too. Anyone that has success is a black box. Now, I know for the uninitiated, the uninformed, frankly, the stupid, black box will always be that dirty four-letter word designed to scare you back into submission and to give all your money to the other guy that is selling you something else that doesn't have the word black box in it. My only point today, look at this in a 360-degree approach. Who's selling what? Who are they selling it to? And if technology is bad, come on, man. Being a Luddite is not sexy. I see a time when those awake will understand how to make money in up, down, and surprise markets. Whether new trader or experienced, college student or financial advisor, protecting against a crash, or just trying to make a lot of money, trend following offers everyone an answer in uncertain times. To get started immediately, send me an email, michael@covel.com. I will send you the right trend following steps to take along with my free video. But if you want to buy and hold, trust the government and trust Wall Street, this is absolutely not for you.